Look, I hate to break it to the hype machines and marketing overlords, but playing video games has never been easier or cheaper. Yeah, I said it. While everyone's busy whining about $70 releases and pre-order bonuses that are basically scams, I'm over here drowning in absolute bangers that cost less than a cup of gas station coffee. So today, we're hitting pause on the panic and rewinding a bit, because you don't need a shiny new release to have the time of your life with a controller in hand. Trust me, I might just change the way you think about video games. Now, let's get one thing straight. Yeah, games are getting more expensive. AAA prices are hitting $70, $80 like it's totally normal, and companies are acting like we should thank them for the honor. But here's the twist no one talks about. While everyone's screaming about how bad things are, we kind of forgot we're living in the best time ever to actually enjoy games. There's a ridiculous amount of gold out there for pennies. You don't have to drop full price on Mario Kart World when Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed exists and is just sitting there, criminally underappreciated. It's chaotic, creative, and honestly, it might be the better kart racer. Or go even weirder. Remember Bomberman Fantasy Race? Yeah, the one with little Bomberman dudes riding kangaroos. It's bizarre, but trust me, it slaps. And if you somehow missed Crash Team Racing, the remaster is constantly on sale and still punches way above its weight. Alright, maybe I sound like that one uncle at the barbecue yelling about how games were better when memory cards existed. But hear me out. You don't need to play a game on day one to enjoy it. That's just marketing noise. The industry survives on hype cycles, dangling what's next in front of us like we're loot-hungry goblins with credit cards. Always forward, never now, never back. But guess what? You're allowed to tap out of that game. This whole fear of missing out thing, FOMO if you want to sound fancy, is just pressure wrapped in pixels. The moment you skip your first hyped-up release and nothing bad happens, that's when the spell breaks. Let's say someone was foaming at the mouth for Black Myth Wukong. They were all in, countdown mode, life or death levels of hype. And then, they didn't get it at launch. What happened? Well, nothing bad really. All that happened was that they eventually played it later, patched up, smoother, probably cheaper, and without needing to navigate internet rage-fueled reviews from people who finished it in one night just to tweet hot takes. And here's a juicy bonus. Most modern games launch half-baked. Skipping release day often means skipping the bugs, crashes, and please wait for patch 1.05 nightmares. With games like Black Myth Wukong, which runs on Unreal Engine 5, post-launch patches can drastically change the experience. Lighting adjustments, texture pop-in fixes, smoother combat inputs, better hit registration. All of that gets refined after release. So if you're patient, you're not just saving cash, you're getting the best version of the game, sometimes months later, when devs finally deliver what they wanted you to play in the first place. So yeah, waiting to play a game doesn't make you a fake gamer. It makes you smart. They want you stressed, hyped, and broke. But here's the truth. If looking forward is giving you anxiety, maybe it's time to look back. You don't have to force yourself into a launch day frenzy when there's a world of amazing stuff just sitting there. Spin up a weird emulator build, grab some obscure indie from 2013, download a dumb Nintendo 64 mod just to see what happens. Remember that one game from your PlayStation 3 backlog you swore you'd play eventually? Newsflash. It's still there, it still rocks. And hey, I know Ghost of Yodai sounds like the next big thing, but if you haven't played Batman Arkham Asylum in a while, go do that. It's still absolutely unhinged how good that game feels in 2025. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this so far, hit that like button. Seriously, it takes less than half a second and your thumb won't even notice. Also, drop a comment too. Tell me what's the last game you played years after launch and still got completely hooked. Comments like that help the algorithm push this video out to more people, and they keep the channel alive with fresh content. Plus, I read and reply to every single one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I mean, no pressure, but I'm gonna keep showing up in your feed like a ghost with good taste. Might as well make it official. Meanwhile, over in the land of actually good and affordable releases, there's Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Yeah, I know, Sounds like a perfume commercial. But this game is absolute heat. It's 50 bucks, no microtransactions, no early access drama, just pure design brilliance. It blends real-time and turn-based combat in a system that feels like you're choreographing a fight scene on the fly. Plus, it looks like a painting in motion, no joke. The art style is handcrafted and layered like a moving oil canvas, and the devs even built a custom engine to make it all run silky smooth on mid-tier hardware. Honestly, if GTA 6 delays keep happening, I'd bet on Clair Obscur sweeping more awards than people expect. Plus, Clair Obscur is on Game Pass. Yeah, even with the new price bumps, Game Pass is still a cheat code for anyone not trying to go bankrupt. And if you're bummed that you can't play Clair Obscur right now, breathe. The game's not going anywhere. In fact, it's probably only going to get better. More patches, extra polish, maybe a DLC drop or two, and boom, same great game. Now with 20% more awesome. And let's be real, nothing released in the last decade has dethroned The Witcher 3. Not in scope, not in writing, not even in sheer vibe. This game dropped in 2015, and it still puts most modern open-world RPGs to shame. The side quests alone feel like full-blown short stories with actual emotional payoff. Combat might not be god tier, but it's more than serviceable once you start mixing signs, potions, and that sweet, sweet roll dodge. And the world design? From Skellige's windswept cliffs to Novigrad's back alleys, it's all handcrafted to the point where you can smell the moldy tavern floors. CD Projekt Red even went back and gave it a full next-gen update for free, with new camera angles, lighting overhauls, and ultra textures. Now here's the kicker. It routinely drops to 10 bucks. I said 10 bucks. So yeah, games are still magic. No matter how corporate this industry gets, they can't take that from us. Maybe the future looks a little grim, but the past? That's all ours. You've got decades of masterpieces at your fingertips right now. Trust me, the fun hasn't gone anywhere. You just don't need to chase it at full price anymore. And hey, if you're trying to build a killer backlog without nuking your wallet, there's a whole underground economy of discounted greatness just waiting to be claimed. Humble Bundle is still a goldmine for bundles where you pay 10 bucks and somehow walk away with like 7 full RPGs and a farming sim. But the real MVP is TheoryAnyDeal.com. It's a price tracking site that shows you every store's price history for a game, highlights the cheapest deal right now, and even lets you set up alerts so you get an email the second your wishlist titles drop in price. I've saved a stupid amount of money thanks to it, and believe it or not, there's still a lot of good stuff happening in the world of games. Yeah, I know it's easy to get buried in the doom and gloom headlines, but every now and then something cool slips through the cracks. Like over on GOG. Yeah, that retro-loving store from the folks behind The Witcher. They just dropped Breath of Fire 4 again. 10 bucks, updated, polished, and ready to wreck your free time in the best way possible. Honestly, I'm this close to making an entire video about it. And the truth is, if the game industry shut down tomorrow, no more releases, no more trailers, just radio silence forever, we'd still have more than enough games to last a lifetime. New titles make up, what, 0.1% of what's out there? The other 99.9% is already waiting for you, ready to be rediscovered, ready to be loved all over again. Maybe that sounds a little dramatic, maybe even a little cheesy. But hey, I needed this reminder too. And if it helped you take a breath, unplug from the hype, and remember why games matter in the first place, then this whole little rant was totally worth it. Alright, that's it from me. Now I want to hear from you. What's your go-to game when everything new feels kinda meh? Drop it in the comments. I read and reply to every single one. And hey, if you liked the vibe, hit that like button and consider subscribing. It's free, it's painless, and it helps me keep bringing the good stuff your way.